You know that magic that happens in a conversation when the other person feels like they can truly connect with you? That's what vulnerability does. When you show that you also have feelings, dreams, and even fears, you create a unique space. Not only does this make you more interesting, but it also awakens something special in the other person. Oxytocin, known as the love hormone and relaxation hormone. It's almost like an invisible trick. They start to associate these good feelings with you. But before we start, I want to remind you about our book, The Seduction Game, a book for older men who want to learn everything about seduction and how to behave with women of all ages. Don't miss this opportunity because these are the last copies. Now, let's talk about a common mistake. Many guys think they need to follow a perfect script to be attractive, like, I need to drive an incredible sports car. I have to have the perfect body, like a model. My life needs to be an adventure full of travels and impressive achievements. But you know what? It's nothing like that. What really matters is how you see your own life, more than the events themselves. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine that you had a normal day. You went to work, went to the gym, and came back home. If you think that your routine is boring or monotonous, what you're going to say in a conversation will seem boring. Now, if you can see beauty in the little things, everything changes. Maybe it was a fun conversation at work, a new weight you managed to lift at the gym, or that wonderful moment of peace when you got home. When you share this with enthusiasm and appreciation, the other person feels the positive energy. It is how you talk about your life, not just what you do in it, that makes all the difference. So, the next time you have a conversation, remember, more than impressing, be human, real and passionate about what you experience, even in the simplest things. This is what connects, enchants, and leaves a true impression. Make sure you are already subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of our new content and learn more and more about relationships. Like our video to deliver it to more men and help you more and more. The formula for connection. Do you know the secret to creating a true connection in a conversation? Being human, showing vulnerability in a light and natural way. It's that moment when you tell a funny story, a silly mistake you made, or even a slightly embarrassing situation, but all with good humor and confidence. Want an example? Imagine that you went to the gym and accidentally dropped your water bottle. The water went everywhere, you felt embarrassed, and then had to clean it up in front of everyone. Now think about telling that story with a smile on your face, laughing at yourself. That's like magic. It creates an instant connection. Why? Because you're showing that you're not trying to be perfect, that you're just like anyone else. And in that moment, something powerful happens. She realizes that she can also be herself around you without fear of judgment. This makes the atmosphere between you light, comfortable, and above all, relaxing. And this is where oxytocin, the famous love hormone, comes in. This feeling of comfort and connection creates a special memory, and you become an unforgettable person to her. So, don't worry about looking flawless. Embrace your imperfections, show that you also have simple and funny stories to tell. This is how you turn an ordinary conversation into something extraordinary. False perfection gets in the way. You know when you try to be the perfect guy? The one who always seems impeccable, with his life all sorted out and without a single mistake to tell about? Well, that can end up having the opposite effect. Why? Because no one believes in it. Perfection is an idea that only exists on social media, not in real life. What's more, it creates a barrier, because people feel like they can't connect with someone who seems unattainable. If you really want to be interesting and attract someone's attention, forget about that mask of perfection. Instead, show your human side. How? Have vulnerable conversations, the kind that reveal that you also make mistakes and experience funny situations. For example, imagine telling about that day when you dropped a glass of juice in front of everyone at work, or when you tried to cook and burned everything that was impossible to burn. Now, think about sharing this in a light-hearted way, laughing at yourself. It's not only a funny story, but also an invitation for the other person to feel comfortable being imperfect around you. This relaxed honesty creates something much more powerful than trying to impress with great feats. It creates a genuine connection. Because deep down, no one falls in love with perfection. We fall in love with the real, the authentic. So next time, let go of the idea of being the ideal guy and focus on being yourself. This is worth more than any effort to appear flawless. If you got this far, comment, "I got this way," and I will release a very special bonus for you. The power of a positive mindset. Have you ever stopped to think about how the way you see your own life can change everything? It's incredible, but many men end up believing that just because they don't have a life full of adventures or extraordinary moments, it has no value. This is a mistake. Even when everything seems to be at a standstill, there is still a lot to be valued. After all, as they say, if you are not grateful for the little you have today, you will never be grateful for the much you can have tomorrow. And there's more. Happiness, like positivity, attracts good things. Just think, if you start the day in a bad mood, complaining about everything and thinking that nothing is going right, what do you think will happen? Nothing good, for sure. But if you face the day with a smile and good intentions, things will flow better. It seems like magic, but it's pure logic. Imagine yourself going to work, studying, or even working out at the gym. If you put positive energy into what you do, each task, no matter how small, becomes lighter and more productive. And this not only changes your experience, but also the way other people perceive you. So, practice gratitude, even in the little things. Did you wake up and see the sun? Be thankful. Did you have a nice coffee? Appreciate it. Did you manage to finish a task at work? Celebrate. These small gestures create a chain of positivity that transforms your routine and attracts everything you need to live well. The lesson here is simple. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be amazing. It's your perspective on it that makes all the difference. So start today to see the good side, even in the simplest moments, and see how everything around you begins to change. Be yourself. Do you want to know what really makes you interesting? It's not about what you do, but about how you see yourself. It's about the confidence to be who you are, without trying to fit into patterns or stereotypes. Of course, seeking new challenges and growing is always good. If you feel like you're stuck in the same place, move on, discover something new. But do it for yourself, not to please others. Do you like reading books for hours? Perfect. Embrace it without fear. Do you love video games and can spend hours playing? Great, that's part of who you are. Do you love to draw, create, or have hobbies that not everyone understands? That's okay. These particularities are what make you unique. The amazing thing is that, whatever your interest, there will always be someone who identifies with it. The truest connections are born from this affinity, from that feeling of, "Hey, I like that too," or "You really get me." That's what creates strong and genuine relationships. So, forget the pressure to fit into stereotypes. Stop trying to be the perfect guy who follows a list of rules imposed by other people. Authenticity is your greatest strength. When you value who you are and what you have, you transmit a positive and authentic energy that attracts the right people into your life. Remember, The best connections happen when you are true to yourself. Be real, be you, and watch how everything around you starts to align naturally. So that's it, folks. Now you know, to create real connections and attract the right people, you don't need to be perfect or try to impress with something you're not. Show your vulnerability, value the little things in your life, and above all, be authentic. That's what really charms and makes you stand out. And if this video helped you in any way, leave your like below. Share it with that friend who needs to hear these tips. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because here we always have content like this to help you be the best version of yourself and create incredible connections. Now tell me, which tip made the most sense to you? Leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. See you in the next video. See you then.